What is up, Game Skulls? Welcome back to the $1 Billion Grind, and happy Friday. I almost didn't come on tonight because we have so much going on around here, but thankfully I'm able to get online anyways. So give me just one moment here. We will get set up. And looking at this. Give me just a moment, guys. All right, getting set up. I'm gonna forego the camera tonight because I don't feel like setting up lights. I do feel like just knocking some grinding out. Let's see, where are we at on the grind, by the way? We're at 279 million, so we're just about 280 million. Go get some rest. Have a good stream, mate. Hey, Flips, man. Hey, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. Looking forward to your next one, too. I like what you've been doing out there. Really been enjoying your content. So thank you very much for the like. I appreciate that, sir. And go get some rest, buddy. You've earned it. So I'm going to go ahead and register here, and we may as well get underway. I guess these are the only two camera views I have in here. So, yeah, it's been a crazy week. I didn't stream on Monday night because it was Memorial Day and I had all kinds of family stuff going on. I guess I've got a new Cayo to get set up here with. And, but it was a busy week, really busy week. A lot of stuff going on between work and family and stuff like that, and getting myself set up. And, I guess we got to move to Chumash if we're at Zancudo. So, good luck on the 1 bill grind. You can do anything when you put your mind on something. Thanks, man. Thanks a lot. Yeah, we're almost 30% through it, so we're definitely gonna hit that billion. It probably won't be as quickly as I thought it was gonna be. I initially believed I'd hit $1 billion by by like the end of August. You know, maybe into September, but I think more likely it is going to be closer to the end of the year. I just, I didn't appreciate just how much time it takes to keep running Cayo over and over again. It doesn't sound like much when you say, oh, you know, you can get 1.5 million inside of an hour, and you know, that's pretty cool. But it still does take a really long time. Even taking an hour per Cayo, I mean, it just, yeah. It was more grind than I really realized it was going to be, but I'm enjoying it, man, and I absolutely am going to hit $1 billion in this game. I'm not going to give up on it. I'm just probably not going to get it done quite as quickly as I wanted to. But we are approaching 300 million, and definitely look out for that title in the near future, hitting $300 million legitimately. I really look forward to being able to post that. So for tonight, we're going to run probably like 2 Cayos, and I've got some safes to collect and a nightclub to sell, and then we'll probably flip over to FreeRoam. I'll open up my firewall and see if we can get into some trouble with some people in FreeRoam, which is always fun. My content isn't anything spectacular. I just casually upload for the vibes, despite the hate I get from people. But yeah. It's nearly 4 a.m. here. Oh, geez. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, absolutely. Get some sleep, man. But, well, thank you. Thanks, Flips, for the good luck wishes. I appreciate that for the good wishes. And, you know, whoever's giving you hate, man, send them my way, man. I'll take care of them. But, anyways, yeah, don't pay any attention to haters, man. Whatever. I get hate every now and then, too. And you know what? I don't know. I don't hate on people, and anyone who takes the time to hate on me, I don't have time for, so. Anyways, but I like your stuff. I think your stuff is pretty fun. So, anyways, so we got to, wow. Okay, my missiles are not getting this guy, so I'm going to have to get out and shoot him manually, I can see. Let's see what we got here. This guy. Now, I know there's a guy, I think there's a guy behind the bush, and it's really annoying when that happens because they can see you, but you can't see them. Actually, maybe he is dead. There's no bullets coming out. You know what? I guess he's dead. You know, maybe if I had my radar set better, I could have seen that there was no red circle there. So there we go. All right. So we did, by the way, last week Saturday, with the unprofessionals, I did finish with the Doomsday Heist. We did Act 3. We finished it. I elected not to live stream it. I don't even know why. I wanted to make a more streamlined version of it. So I'm working on it, like editing it and trying to just kind of make it, just show the most entertaining stuff, the most important stuff. Maybe it's not all entertaining. It is, after all, the Doomsday Heist, which is not the most interesting heist they've ever released. But we do have Act 3 completed now. We have completed the Doomsday Heist with the unprofessionals. I'll be posting that as a recorded video. I should hopefully have that done in the next week or so here. And as a matter of fact, afterwards, Greeper and Fryan and we went on to play that Vespucci job, the new versus mode, and Fryan is like way better than Greeper and I are. He literally won every single round of that. So when it was Greeper and I as cops, like chasing him, trying to take him out, he managed to hit every checkpoint every single time that he was the runner. And then neither Greeper nor I ever managed to hit all the checkpoints when we were the runner. And as a matter of fact, I think I was the worst of the three. Now part of that, I will say, I'm not making excuses. I fully own the fact that I sucked at the game. But part of the problem was, too, that I had my radar set on the large radar setting, and so I couldn't really see exactly where some of those checkpoints were, and especially when you're in the city, and a lot of those checkpoints are in the alleyways and stuff, and the large radar doesn't really show that very well. And so because of that, I didn't always know like which street to turn down, how to get to that next checkpoint that was getting close. I really should have turned on like what I have right now, the smaller radar view, turned off the expanded radar, and I think that would have helped me a lot. And it's all right if Fryan's out there watching this. Yeah, buddy, I'm gonna get my shot to try again, man, and I'm gonna turn off that radar this time and see if I do a little better. But no question about it, man. He was rocking at that. He was crushing us. Then we did some races though, and I'm happy to say I won all 4 races. I came away from the races undefeated. We did 2 old school races. We did Cutting Corners, which is my favorite race of all time. And we did Down the Drain, if you guys remember that classic, anyone from the old days, where you're going round and round down in the water runoff thing. And that's always a lot of fun. And then we did 2 of the more modern races with the huge tubes in the sky and all the crazy jumps and all that. And we did a couple of those, but I did end up winning each time. Now, also, to be fair, I had the fastest car. Like on the sports car races, I was driving the Itali GTO completely maxed out. And those guys, I think Greeper had the Itali GTO also, but it wasn't maxed. And I want to say Fryan was driving like something from forever ago, like a Turismo or something. Like there was no way he was going to catch us in that thing. Although he did manage to come in second quite a bit, I think. But anyways, we had a really good time, and that'll probably result in a couple different videos. One will be the edited version of the Doomsday Act 3, and the other will be the edited versions of like the Vespucci job stuff and the races. Maybe I'll just do the races so I can show myself winning, and I don't have to show myself losing in the Vespucci job to Fryan. No, no, I'm kidding. I'm not that kind of guy. You ever see that? Some of those YouTubers, they post these videos of themselves just like absolutely owning everybody. But like if you were actually in the lobby, you know that like those times when they won or they killed someone, beat someone in a fight or whatever, that was like after getting beat like 40 times or something. But they won't show that. They only show me. I think it's actually funnier. Oh, look at this. I think it's actually funnier when you fail. I mean, I'm not good at PvP in this game. I've said it a million times. I'm a 50-year-old guy with no thumbs. I can't aim to save my life, and in fighting PvP, I often lose my life in this game. I don't really rage when that happens. If anything, it just makes me laugh. I think fails are funny, man. Not. I mean, we're playing a game, man. It's just meant to be fun. It's not meant to be like. I don't know. It's not meant to be like a real test of skill. I never understood when people got really, really bent out of shape about not doing well in a video game, and or when people are, you know, it's funny when people talk smack, but sometimes some of the stuff they say, I think they're taking themselves a little too seriously. They're like, you know, yo, man, I got skills. And I'm thinking to myself, I wouldn't confuse playing a video game with skills, pal. That's not a skill. That's just something you do for fun. But okay. And I know there's professional gamers out there that will claim it as a skill, and they're actually able to earn a living doing it. And that's cool. I respect that. I'm just saying for me personally, I don't take video games that seriously. They are entertainment. They're only meant to be entertainment. That's all they've ever been to me. It's all they will ever be to me. And I'm not the type of person who gets bent out of shape when I lose in a PvP fight to someone or something like that. So yeah, you'll see me pick a lot of fights when I go to FreeRoam. You'll see me pick a lot of fights with people and mess with people in the lobby, but I don't get mad when they, you know, if I don't win the fight against them. That's not what it's about, man. It's just about playing and having some fun. And that's why I never understand people on the Oppressor Mark IIs either. Like, I don't understand what's fun about flying up in an auto-aim flying motorcycle and just blowing people up at the push of a button. It's kind of like, yeah, that's more like boring, you know. It's not, I don't know. I recommend people put the Oppressor away, come down on the ground in the cars the way we used to play, and have some fun, you know, have some fun on the ground. So what do we got for secondaries here? Looks like a couple of brownie mixes and cash. No cocoa. Well, that's a bummer. It's all right, though. It's still Cayo. Still the best money in the game for the time spent. Let's go see what the random number generator gods, the RNG gods, are going to give us for our primary target. I've had a couple pink diamonds in a row the last couple days, so I feel like I'm probably due for tequila. That's just the way it goes, man. You can't get pink diamond too many times in a row. What did I get the other week? Did I get it like 4 times in a row or 5 times? I know a couple weeks back I was saying in one of my streams that I had it something like 4 times in a row, and it was just crazy. Gotta wait for this guy to turn around. I'm watching the radar on the lower left if you're looking at this, in that one vision cone that's kind of pointed in this way. I'm waiting for him to turn. Come on, buddy. There he goes. So now I can try to make this jump. Hope I don't end in the sea. There we go. Nice jump. I'd lose about 3 discs in real life if I tried to do that, but in the video game, it's a nice jump. Let's see. I'm being kind of careful around here these days because it seems like they've changed up some of the patterns a little bit. I don't know if my timing's just off or what, but I'm running into some like guards and cars and stuff that back in the past I never ran into. As a matter of fact, I was trying to help Reaper and Carolina in Cayo last weekend. It wasn't like a live stream thing. We were just kind of playing private. And we were doing the main Cayo heist. Now, you all can attest. You've seen me do the main Cayo heist like 1,000 times. I certainly know the timing of everything. I certainly know, where all the guards are. But the weirdest stuff was happening. In fact, I wish we had been recording. I think they were streaming. Maybe. Wait, let me do the maths here. 70 and 50 is 120. So, well, obviously those will be times 10 then. Whoops. And then the 2. Okay, there we go. Maybe they were streaming. I don't know. But when we were doing the main Cayo, the main heist mission, it was like the timing was like all off. There were guards appearing in places where I'd never seen them before, at times that I'd never seen them before. And it was just really, really kind of messed up. I don't know what was going on there. It was not normal at all. And we ended up having to restart the heist actually because of it. Now, maybe part of that is because I'm always here alone. Oh, I told you I was due for tequila. I was absolutely due for tequila after getting a couple pink diamonds. So as far as Cayo heists go, between the the brownie mix and the cash, and then the tequila. This is not going to be a terribly valuable one as far as by Cayo standards. It won't be, but it's still the best money in the game. Absolutely. Let me jump back to FreeRoam here. But yeah, no, I think maybe part of the problem is I'm so used to doing Cayo solo that maybe stuff on the island is a little bit different when there's multiple people there. And maybe that's what was like messing things up timing wise and like guard placement wise. Maybe that was the difference. I don't know. I haven't done it with other people enough times to really be familiar with it that way. I will say it is a little bit more difficult to do it with other people, just because if you're not the leader, you can't be the one to just go do everything the way I'm used to. I can't just run up and like cut the grate to get into the compound. I can't run to the exit of the compound and get out. I have to wait for the leader to do it if I'm not the one running it. And we were doing it mostly under Carolina when we were doing it. So yeah, a little bit of adjusting. But it was fun. It was fun to help her out and get, I think she's up to like 15 million now or something like that, which is more money than she's ever had in the game. So it's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. Their Greeper, I have converted Greeper and Fryan and Kara. They are absolutely all about the Cayo now. I mean, they'll still run Casino, but they definitely like Cayo too now. They've been running it a lot lately. So let's see, weapon loadout. As always, we will buy our suppressors, and I like the crack shot. And Merryweather, y'all know what I do for that. We blow up the heli, because I refuse to do the Merryweather mission. Not my style. So we will launch this. I hope everyone's got good big plans for the weekend. Unfortunately, I wish I could say I have big plans for the weekend. We do have one good thing. My wife's birthday is on Sunday, so we're going to go have a nice dinner on Sunday and celebrate that. That is the one nice thing. Well, at least I hope we're going to be doing that. We've got some other things going on family-wise that may end up interfering with that. I don't know. I'm not going to get into details on it, but just say her father is having some health issues, and we're having to deal with that. Oops, weapon loadout, back to crack shot. I think I was probably already on the screen, wasn't I? All right, blow up helicopter number 2. So yeah, unfortunately, this weekend we may have to do some things with that, but hopefully on Sunday we'll be able to have that dinner, nice family dinner, and celebrate my wife's birthday. So I am looking forward to that. And then Monday, it's back to the grind. Not this grind, but the real life grind. Actually, Monday night, I will probably stream. I'm going to try to get back into my regular streaming schedule. I know the last couple weeks have been weird. Get back to Monday night's short stream before work, just to knock out a little bit of the grind. And then next week, Friday, as usual, I want to do a bigger grind. I also want to start earlier. Like, I know I didn't start tonight until like 10:30, basically. Actually, how long have I been streaming? I've been streaming about 20 minutes now, and it's 10:56. So yeah, I started about 10:36. I'm in Eastern time. Hey, 707 Vespucci, my favorite location. So at 10:30 is a little bit later than I would normally like to start. I would prefer to start probably more like 8 p.m., maybe 9 p.m. Eastern time. But tonight just had stuff going on, like what I was talking about. We were dealing with some of that family stuff and whatnot, so I wasn't able to come on until now. And it's so nice too to get into the game and just relax a little bit. Sometimes you just gotta set everything aside and just kind of chill out, play a video game, relax, kind of recharge. That's what this is for me, a lot of it. And I hope you guys are able to find similar, relaxation and stuff in your lives, be able to do stuff like this and have fun. I think everybody needs it every now and then. These last couple months have been a little more stressful than normal in our family, just because of all the stuff with our dads. I know I mentioned it in previous streams, like last month, the stuff with my dad and with her dad. And now the past couple weeks, her dad is still having problems. Mine's doing much better, actually. But her dad is obviously still having some problems. And then my friend's dad passed away last week. So, yeah, it's been a rough couple months for dads, at least for people my age. Yeah, and for those who don't know, I'm 50. My wife's around the same age. So we're at that age where our parents are starting to have, those health problems. So anyways, on a lighter note, so it's good to be able to get into the game and relax and enjoy myself and just chill out and do this grind. And like I said, after we finish a Cayo or two here and get my sales done on my businesses, I'm going to probably open up my firewall, get into FreeRoam. So if there's anyone watching who's on Xbox and Expanded and Enhanced and wants to jump in, they are more than welcome. I'm going to hopefully have some fun here. All right. So I've been messing this one up the last few times. I normally do this stealth and never get seen. And I think of it as being very, very easy. But for some reason, man, these guys have been they've been bobbing and weaving their heads and making me miss my shot. And as soon as I miss my shot, the alarms go off. So, and that almost took me too long. If you wait too long between those two, you will set off the alarms also. All right, looks like I'm going to get stealth this time. The other thing I did too the other day made me laugh is I ran back out to the elevator after getting the weapons here. And I hit right on the D-pad instead of left, and it took me down to the ground instead of up on the roof where the helicopter was. So, yeah, that didn't work out well either. Ended up dying a few times. Whoops, just missed it. So always remember when you go back to the elevator here, left D-pad if you're trying to go back to the roof. You go to the ground, you're going to be surrounded by guys with machine guns. All right. Now, if you hear the noise in the background, that would be Mrs. Mock going by and doing some laundry stuff. Those of you who've been watching for a while know I do this in the basement, so unfortunately, we do sometimes have to have noise. Hopefully that wasn't that loud, though. To me, it was hugely loud. Oof. All these guys, man. The thing about the Sparrow is it's really weak as far as helicopters go. It's really weak, and it doesn't take much to make it smoke. So, when I see those guys hitting this over and over again with their guns, I'm like, oh, it's going to start smoking. It's going to start smoking. It's not going to make it back to the sub. I really don't like the Sparrow as a helicopter, even though I know it's really, really fast and amazingly, a lot of people have been using it for griefing lately. I've seen I don't know how they do it, man. They strafe in this thing and they fly sideways and they take people out standing on the ground, not even with heat seeking, just free aiming the missiles. I don't know how anyone does that. I certainly can't do that. I can't even land this thing barely. I get close to the ground and it starts swaying from side to side, gets caught in an updraft or something. I can't even set the thing down hardly without wrecking it. So I don't know how people are so skilled at flying it, but it is impressive. Very, very impressive. Sorry guys, got distracted there for a second. There was a guy coming after me in one the other week, and I was trying to take him out. You would think that with a explosive ammo sniper, I should be able to take out a Sparrow pretty easy. I couldn't hit this guy, man. He was going sideways. Like I said, he was strafing in the air so fast with it, and I was really having a hard time hitting. I was really having a hard time getting him, and he probably killed me probably 4 or 5 times before I finally got him. Very impressive, man. I have a lot more respect for people who grief that way than people who just use the heat seeking in the Oppressor Mark II. I don't have, like I said, that seems so boring. I don't know why anyone would do that, but it seems like that's the MO for most people in the game. But definitely had respect for this dude in the Sparrow. He was good. He was a good pilot with it. All right, so this is the closest location, but it's also the most effed up one. That gate into that police lot there. It sometimes messes up my phantom wedge. So let's land. Call for the phantom wedge. Looks like I'm going to need some health and armor too. So phantom wedge, I'm going to throw my sparrow back into Kasaka. Put on some armor. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and give myself the expanded radar view right now too. May as well do it right now. Need it for the next few missions. That's better for me. And what's my view like? I like the zoomed out view as much as possible. Get in here. And let me snack up because I'm down to like half health. Hopefully, do I have snacks? I do. There we go. All right, so I'm all set. Ready for this. So this location is kind of like the worst one for me anyways. This gate like trips me up, like trying to get the right angle on the boat. I feel like I have a hard time with it. Well, and of course, as I say that, I just easily back in, grab it, and go, like as if it were nothing. Yeah, but normally, seriously though, normally that does not go that easily for me. That time went easily for some reason, but normally it does not. Kind of funny that I made that comment and then and then that happened. But anyways, all right. And the thing to watch out for at this point are the police vans, because this thing does not have bulletproof tires, and sometimes, not always, but sometimes the police vans will put those spike strips out on the road. And believe me when I tell you, it's not impossible, but this thing is not easy to drive with all of its tires popped. It doesn't do well on the rims. Out my way. I feel like the perfect theme song for this part of it would be "Move, bish, get out the way, get out the way." Whoa, someone blew up back there, and I'm about to lose control of this thing. I don't know. There was a big explosion back there. My controller vibrated like crazy. Having a stroke here. Can't even talk. Vibrated like crazy, and I think that was a civilian car. I might have thrown it against a tree or a building or something when I went through. It's only GTA where you could casually say something like that. I mean, I casually just told you guys, wow, I think I heard a car blow up. I think maybe I threw it against a tree or a building when I, drove through with my truck, knocking everything out of the way. Only in GTA. Oh, I passed up. Oh, that sucks. I'll tell you why that sucks. I probably could have just gone and hid behind the building and not had to blow myself up here. But because I drove past the driveway, and now he's right here, I'm going to have to blow myself up. Because otherwise, they were nowhere around. I could have just run back behind the building and hid. But this is going to be the way we go instead. Oh, hey, what's up, DC Joker? How you doing, buddy? You having a good Friday? I hope your week was good. I didn't stream last Monday because of Memorial Day. Had like family stuff going on, but hopefully everything been going. I can't talk tonight. Hopefully everything been going well with you. Hopefully. All right, let's get into this thing, and then we will be doing the what's it called? The plasma cutter will be the next one that we do after this. All right, man, we are knocking this thing out fast, man. We are flying through it. Of course, I really should fly through it, shouldn't I? How many times have I done it? Let's return this guy. Get our Oppressa Mark II. And my safes are full, so I do got to finish up this. Cayo. Everyone's gonna spam call me here. All right, so we got the plasma cutter, the fingerprint cloner, and the cutting torch left to do at this point. Those should only take a few minutes each. And then we can head back to the island for the Cayo heist proper and get ourselves a big old bottle of tequila. And again, that is the lowest value target there is for Cayo, but it's still the best money in the game. There's still nothing that makes more money than Cayo for the time spent, at least not solo. You could probably make some arguments about, the casino heist, I guess, would be really, it depends how you measure it. If you're playing multiple people and splitting, then it kind of depends. But as a solo player for a solo grind, there's nothing that can beat Cayo. That's just all there is to it. Even the agency, like the Dr. Dre heist, which pays $1 million in the finale, it takes too long to do solo. It takes probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours to finish everything solo on it. And then you only get $1 million. So you don't even get as much money, and it took longer to do. But I would say that is the second most valuable one for solo activity. All right, plasma cutter. Run back out. This is the other thing that happened to me. I tell you, I've been telling everyone about the stuff that's been going wrong in this stuff lately. Like the guards on Cayo not being where I expected them, and just other stuff going on. One of the other things that was happening to me the last couple days is I'd come back out right there, and I'd find that my oppressor had fallen into the sea. And I don't know why. It was parked solid. It wasn't wobbly or anything, but for whatever reason, I go in there to start the next mission. I run back out, and I get the message: your personal vehicle has been destroyed. And then, because it's the Oppressor Mark II, there's a cooldown on it, for griefers. And so I can't call it again for like 5 minutes. So I can either sit and do nothing for 5 minutes, or I can grab another vehicle and just do it that way instead. So I am being extra careful trying to park this thing on the Casaca now, just because I don't know what happened. I don't know why it fell off and blew up, but it did a couple times this past week. There we go. This is like my least favorite location because it's kind of buried back in here, but here we go. All right, I think I just have to take a picture here, right? This is not the fingerprint cloner. This is the plasma cutter. Both missions are kind of similar, but in the fingerprint cloner, you have to fight guys. Whoops, send to Pavel. In the fingerprint cloner one, you have to fight guys in the first place you go. All right, so Pavel will tell me where it is. Hopefully Rockford Hills. There's 2 Rockford Hills locations and 1 Del Perro location. The Del Perro one is kind of a pain. Oh, good. It's one of the Rockford Hills ones. And both Rockford Hills ones are pretty much equally easy. They're just in an alley you can fly through. You don't even have to get off your oppressor at all. You can just blow them up from the sky, zoom down through the alley, and pick up the plasma cutter and go. So for this one, okay, I see which one it is now. So if you look at my radar in the lower left, I'm going to go up between, whoops, as I run into the building because I'm not watching where I'm going. I'm going to go between, I'm going to go north first of the yellow circle, and I'm going to come down between the clothing store and the haircut place, between the shirt and the scissors. And so you can see now it's right down this alley. And I'll just blow these guys up with my easy mode oppressor missiles. I think I got them all. And then I will just zoom down in here. And there's the backpack. And now we can just pull right back out and fly back out to the Casaca, and we're done. So, yeah, definitely Rockford Hills. And the other Rockford Hills location is literally just 1 block over in the little alley there, and it's essentially the exact same thing that I just did on that one. The only one that's kind of more challenging is the Del Perro location, because that's in this like little alcove with only one way out, and so you kind of got to be a little more careful there. You can get stuck in there, and I'll say I get killed at that one more than anything else. I almost never get killed at the one I just did, or the other Rockford Hills one. So carefully parking here. Make sure we're solid. Oof. See, like it's kind of on that hatch a little bit. I'm gonna move it forward just a tiny bit. There we go. That looks a little more solid. I'm paranoid about it now. I didn't used to be. But twice in the last few days, I'd come in here and I'd get the notice, your personal vehicle has been destroyed. So, and it might have just been a glitch. It might not have been anything I did wrong. No way to know. But it was a real pain. So I'm being extra careful for now, just in case it was just me being like stupid. So fingerprint cloner. Come on now. Move, move, move. We spend more time in loading screens, don't we? Like cutscenes and loading screens. So as if the, you know, speaking of events, well, we weren't, but I'm going to. As if the Buffalo thing the other week, you know, wasn't bad enough. Now the Uvalde, Texas thing again. And once again, you've got people just blaming the wrong things with it. Again, it's a tragedy. And I think the proper response to a tragedy like that is to just really feel terrible for, you know, for the people who suffered through it and who were hurt. But when you start trying to finger point, you know, blame on this or that, and again, you've got people saying these violent video games, you know, no, people are responsible for their own actions, and I can't see blaming something that might have, you know, how do you explain all the, for people who want to make that argument, how do you explain all the millions and millions of people who play these video games, you know, who then don't go out and commit tragedies and horrible acts? You know, how do you explain that then if it's really the problem with the games? And, you know, clearly it's a problem with the people who do those things. And anyways, it was just, you know, it was such a horrible thing. Made me sick to my stomach. You know, there were already things going on bad enough this past week with, as I mentioned earlier, with my friend's dad and with my wife's dad, and then I hear that story and it's like, you know, it reminds you just how horrible things can be, man. And I can't even imagine, you know, had my child been at that school and getting that call and finding that it just, absolutely horrible. But, you know, I think the proper response is grief, feeling bad, you know, wishing it hadn't happened, feeling awful for the people if you're in a position to help them, you know, any way you can, why that's the proper reaction. But to start using it as a, you know, to exploit the tragedy, to try to push your agenda for things, it just makes me sick when politicians do that stuff. And I don't know. I was very irritated with some of the things that came out after that, and I always am. It's nothing new. They've been doing it with every single tragedy that's been happening for the last 20 years. And fact of the matter is, you know, we live in a horrible world where horrible things happen, and you can try to point the finger and blame and whatnot, but at the end of the day, it's just, I think we all just need to come together and, you know, try to help as we can. I don't know. I don't have a solution. So it's easy to criticize when you don't have a solution, I guess. But I don't think blaming things like video games is the appropriate response anyways. But like I said, I want tonight to be about chilling and relaxing and enjoying the game. So let's do it. Going to, well, we're almost done actually with this Cayo setup. Once we get this, all we have left is the cutting torch, and then did I get it? Yeah, there it is. Okay. I didn't see it on the table there when I ran by. Normally there's like a little flashing arrow for it, but I didn't see that. So, all right, all we have left after this is the cutting torch, and then we can head back to the island and get ourselves a nice big bottle of tequila. what is it called? Sensimito? What did Pavel say about it when you first scouted? I forget what his line is. Something about if you drink this, you'll wake up the next morning with a Mexican accent or something like that. It's so powerful. Freaking hilarious. Oh, by the way, Martin Madrazo missions are on double money this week, I think. I think I saw that somewhere. I need to pay more attention to the weekly bonus stuff. That's something maybe if we do FreeRoam a little bit later, maybe that's something we could do. I think I haven't done contact missions. My gosh. In forever. I can't remember the last time I did a contact mission, actually. I think it was when Yorick dared me. Yorick's often in here in chat. I want to say he didn't dare me, but he told me about one that he really liked to do, and so I gave it a try when he was watching. And of course I failed it the first time because I blew up the truck, but I forget which mission that is, though. It's somewhere down in the hood area. But Madrazo missions are on double money, and some of those missions, back when I did contact missions, I want to say the Madrazo ones were mostly my favorite. I liked the Simeon blow-up ones, but I also really liked from Madrazo checkout time, the one where the girl is leaving the hotel and she's going to be testifying, so you have to take her out and then go deliver the photo of her dead to Madrazo. And then there's a very similar one where there's like a lawyer with a package. You have to kind of do the same thing, get him and get the package. And then they have Time to Get Away, where you go up to Donkey Punch Family Farm, what a name, and take his cousin to the airstrip to get away. And then Cleaning the Cat House, too, is the other one, where if you had a helicopter, that one was really easy to do because you just bring the helicopter down to the roof of the hotel, and the girl you were picking up would just come up to the roof and get in, and then you don't have to bother fighting the Lost. But all these are missions that back in the day, I used to run them a lot, and I really don't anymore. Well, obviously, because we have Cayo and much better money-making opportunities now with the businesses even. But I wouldn't mind checking them out again just for nostalgia, because I haven't seen them in so long, and if they're on double money, then what the heck, it could be kind of fun to do. It doesn't feel, when they're on double money, it doesn't feel, okay, I cannot park this thing. So I'm just, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this thing on the roof. I can't get it to sit down. I'll just park it up here. It doesn't feel, at least if you have double money, it doesn't feel like it's a complete waste of time. And I guess that you get back to that whole question of what are you playing the game for? Are you playing the game for fun, or are you running missions to make the money? Like, if you enjoy the missions, well, then who cares what the payout is? You know, if they're fun to run, then run them. But sometimes, I don't know, I just get wrapped up in that whole, I want to maximize the profit, you know, while I'm running. That's why I'm doing this grind like this. All right. Easy, easy. We are ready for Cayo proper now. We can go back to the island and get the tequila. What's the time? It's 4 a.m. anyway. I couldn't do it's too late to do the modded sentinel. I try to get that too whenever I'm in this area of the map between like 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. I'll usually grab one of those and sell it real quick. They go for either 14,000 or 17,000 depending on which one you get. Quick, easy money, and just, it's a habit. Wouldn't feel right if I didn't do it. So, all right. The other thing you should always remember to do is when you're back here for your final mission is return this now. Because if I leave that there and take off to Cayo, it will destroy my oppressor, so. Come on, loading screens, expanded and enhanced. All right, so I'm going to change my radar now. And let's go to Cayo. So, all right, start. Do it the same way we always do it, pretty much. We've got stuff at the North Dock. Not great. It's just like brownie mix and cash, unfortunately, but like I said, it will not be the highest paying Cayo of all time. It's actually going to be on the low end. I'm gonna predict around like 1.4 will be like the take home at the end after the Elite Challenge bonus. Because we will get the extra 100 grand for that. Hopefully the safe in the office will be good. Usually when the secondaries in the main target are low like this, usually the safe is maxed out at like 90 or 100,000. So hopefully that will be the case. And then I want to say the final take on this will be like around 1.4, anywhere from 1.35 to 1.45. Actually probably 1.35 to 1.4. I don't think it'll be over 1.4. But we will see here. Try not to crash into the cliff. Why they insist on starting you off pointed directly at the cliffs like that is beyond me. That was a change that came with the agency update. Before that, you would start off running alongside of the cliffs, which makes a lot more sense, because then you're going toward the North Dock, which is where you're trying to start. And up here. So let's here. I just effed up. Wow. That was dumb. Okay. I don't know why I did that. You know, I don't know why. Because I was reading your comment when I did it. That's not on you, buddy. That's on me. That's absolutely on me. I transferred my main PS4 account and I'm no longer a porn Xbox. Sweet, dude. Sweet. So you got some cash now, eh? You transferred in your PS4 account into expanded and enhanced, I take it? You're on, what, are you on Series X or Series S? It really doesn't matter for this game. I think they play about the same. But, anyways, yeah. You have to wait for the guy in the Jeep to go by before you shoot that guard, not when he's right there. That was dumb. That was stupid of me. I need a do-over. I need a do-over, guys. So let's. I'm gonna get a bad sport warning too now. By the way, because I quit a job. Isn't that crazy? Bad sport was meant to protect you. You know, people from people who quit jobs that they're doing together. I was doing that one completely solo, but here it is, upper left. You previously left a job or event. If you do this a lot, you'll become a bad sport. Really? I'm a bad sport? There was no one else on the job with me. I didn't hurt anybody. I'm 18 now, by the way. My birthday was on the 30th. Congratulations, sir. You are now old enough to register for the draft. Have they been hounding you? Have you been getting hounded for the draft notice, by the way? I don't know if they still do that. When I turned 18, I started getting all kinds of phone calls from Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. And of course, I got the notice that I had to register for the draft as well. Selective service or whatever they call it. But congrats on turning 18, man. That's awesome. My advice to you is to stop time now. Looking into the Coast Guard. Okay. Nice, man. Well, much respect, sir. If you decide to serve, thank you very much. That'll be awesome. My advice to you now, though, is to stop the clock and stay there as long as you possibly can, because I'll be turning 51 in August, and yeah, I'm I'm wishing I could stop the clock at this point. But congrats, sir. Happy birthday to you. All right, so let's, try not to. Something else I discovered last week, by the way, is you can flip this boat. I hit one of these rocks a few days ago, and I flipped the boat, and I ended up rendering it unusable, sunk it. My dad just turned 50. So he's pretty much my age. He's less than a year, not even a year younger, because I'm still 50 myself right now. Let's see here. All right, got him. Okay, now that guy was gone, so we don't set them all off. Ah. Of course, I've got children older than you, Pecans. My oldest daughter is like 23, so. And I guess we're just going to grab the brownie mix from here, and then I'll grab the other brownie mix on the other side, and I think there's a cache by the other brownie mix, too. I don't want to pick up cache until I've gotten both brownie mixes, otherwise I'll end up with, like, not as much brownie mix as I could have. Definitely want to do the brownie mixes first here. Pick these up. Might do college first and then Coast Guard if I can. You have anything in particular you want to major in? Like anything you have in mind career-wise? Like if you were to go to college, are you just looking to get the basics out of the way, or is there something specific you want to study? Oh man, that dude just left. Okay, can I get away with taking out this camera without alerting him? I don't know if I can or not. I'm going to risk it. I might have to restart this again, guys. We'll see whether or not this messes me up. Because I don't want to wait for him to come back if I don't have to. The brownie mix. Alright, I think I'll be good. When he comes back, I don't think he will look in my direction. I want to get into real estate. Don't know if there's something for that. I don't know that you need college for real estate, buddy. I don't know. I want to say everyone I know who's ever done real estate, they just like studied on their own, then they took some like state-run exam, but they didn't actually like get a degree for that, I don't think. I honestly don't know. And it might depend on the state too. Boy, he's easy to take out that way, isn't it? It might depend on the state too. Like things in your state might be different than things in my state. I don't know. But I do know that the people I know, I'm using the word know a lot, the people I'm familiar with who have done real estate did not actually go to college for it, I don't think. I just remember them saying, yeah, I'm taking my whatever exam. And I want to say a lot of them actually got like a junior position with a real estate company first. And then that company helped them get the training and their whatever certification they needed or their licensing. I don't know. I don't know the details of it, but I don't remember college, like actually being properly enrolled in college. I don't remember that being any part of it, as far as I know. I still don't drive, so I have a lot of stuff to do. Yeah, you're gonna have to get yourself a license, that's for sure. You're gonna want to be able to get around. And you're also going to want to get a car, by the way. That's another big part of it too. I don't know if you have one available to you. If you do, that's great. I bought a car for both of my daughters when they got their license, so they each have a car which will be theirs. After I finished paying it off, I turned the title into their name, so it is their car. So I gave them each their first car. Beyond that, it's up to them. When my oldest is ready for her second car, she will have to buy it herself. And down here. So I haven't learned. You know, that's like a thing with your generation. So my youngest is about your age. She just turned 19 a couple months ago. She's up at school now herself. Well, she's home for the summer, but she didn't get her driver's license until last year until after she was 18 also. And she just never really pushed for it either. And not just her, but like all of my like nieces and nephews and stuff, and all my wife's like little cousins who are all like your guys' age. Your whole generation, it seems like, well, not a whole generation, but a lot of people your age, for some reason, were not gung-ho about getting your driver's licenses. And I don't understand that, because my generation, dude, I was ready to drive when I was like 14, man. When I was 15, I took driver's ed. I drove as much as possible on my permit. The day I turned 16, I was hounding my parents. Take me to Secretary of State. Take me to DMV. You know, I need to get my driver's license. The day I turned 16, I got my driver's license, and I was so anxious to get out and drive. But I've noticed that a lot of kids your age, it's not the same thing. You guys don't have that interest, or a lot of you don't anyway. Some of you do, but a lot of you don't. I can't explain that. That seems weird to me. Yeah, so your parents have a car you can drive, and that's pretty normal, by the way, for your age. Usually the first car you get is, you know, with your parents, if they're able to provide one for you. That's good. I was fortunate to be able to provide, you know, one for each of my daughters. And when I was 16, that first car that I drove when I got my license was absolutely my dad's car. Well, technically it's my mom's car. My dad wasn't about to let me drive his main car, but anyway. Get this guy. I'm bobbing and weaving up there. How are we doing on timing? This guy's about to turn around. Got him. My guy decided to change his ammo instead of punch him when I hit that button. I kind of feel like that's a bad double use. It's just old. Yeah, but you know what, man? You don't want your first driving experience to be like in a brand new car. As long as it's safe. I guess that would be the most important thing. I hope it has a good safety rating. That was the most important thing to me when I was getting cars for my daughters. But, you know, I'm not trying to scare you here, but your chances of having an accident are at their absolute highest right in your first, you know, couple years of driving. And so it's probably best to be, you know, minimize the loss if you can. As long as it's a safe car. You don't want a real expensive car, and you don't want a real new car probably. Anyways, I hope you understand what I mean by that. It's just not saying you will. Not saying you will get in an accident, but the chances are the highest right out the gate. If it makes you feel any better, that first car that I started driving the day I turned 16, it was a 1980 Cordoba, Chrysler Cordoba. You probably don't even know what that is, and that's okay. They haven't been around for years and years. Ask your dad, he'll know what it is, though. And he'll probably tell you it's a piece of crap. Oh, a Datsun? A Datsun? Well, now that's a rare car, sir. That is a rare car. I don't know, man. I don't know if you want to start out driving a Datsun because that's rare. That's like rare. It's something like something common, man. Like I don't know, like some cheap Ford or something. Datsun. Wow. There's a blast from the past. If you're familiar with Datsun, maybe you do know what a Chrysler Cordoba is. I don't know. But what I was going to tell you about that, by the way, so that first car that I drove, you know, like I got my license the day I turned 16. That very first car that I drove was a Chrysler Cordoba. Nice big beast of a machine. It was a V8 too. And 6 months later, I totaled it. Absolutely totaled it. I made a left in front of oncoming traffic, right into the traffic. I really should have waited, should have stopped. It was just bad judgment on my part. And that thing ended up totaled. And so just, you know, be aware that when you first start driving, that's when you're at your highest risk. It's when you'll make your most mistakes. I don't want to drive it. I already backed it into a tree. Oh, man. Don't let little stuff like that get, you know, you got to overcome that. You got to overcome the fear and just get out there and do it, man. And that's the other thing, too. That as you drive, you'll eventually be stunned that you were ever afraid of it, because it will become like second nature to you when you're out there driving around. You won't even realize you're driving half the time. I mean, you got to stay alert. Don't get me wrong, but what I mean is it will become second nature to you when you do it enough, and then you'll wonder why you were ever afraid of it. I'll tell you what, my youngest, the one I just told you about, that she didn't start driving till last year either, when she was 18. She now drives all the time, and she can't believe she was ever nervous about it. So believe me when I tell you, if she can learn to drive and be comfortable with it, you can. Trust me on this. You haven't seen her drive. When I first rode with her on her permit, I wasn't sure. I was like, oh man, I don't know if she's cut out for this, because she did stuff like, making a right turn out onto a main road, and she just rode up the curb all of a sudden and stopped. Like really like crazy stuff I'd never seen before. So I was a little nervous for her right at the beginning. But then she got better and better, and now she's been driving for a year on her license now, over a year now, and it's second nature to her. She drives all over the place. She drives more than I do, more than my wife does. And she was up at school, which is about an hour and a half away, and she's been driving back and forth all year between here and there too, meaning going out on the freeways and everything, So no, man, once you start doing it, once you get used to it, man, it's nothing. It'll be like nothing. So what is our final take here? I said around 1.4. I think we got Elite Challenge. We should have. I wasn't really paying attention. I think I did though. 1.29 though. That's a sad take for Cayo. Yep, 1.39. So yep, very close to 1.4 is what the take ended up being on this Cayo. Said the car is rare. Does it mean I could sell it for good money? I don't know the answer to that question. I will say that Datsun's, I mean, the brand has been gone for decades. Like I remember Datsuns when I was a kid, but I haven't seen Datsuns in forever. In fact, you said 80s or 90s. I don't know if there were Datsuns in the 90s. I want to say the 80s is when they ended. I don't know that for a fact. I'd have to look it up. But as far as whether it's valuable, I don't know. That depends on whether it's one that's sought after by collectors, like people who want to have Datsuns, who collect that sort of thing. And then also the condition of the car, it would also be. But, you could look online and see if you can find a car similar to yours and see what they are selling for. I've never actually tried to price out a Datsun, so I don't know. But I do know that you don't see them on the road, man. That's not a common car. Not these days. 40 years ago it was, but not now. In fact, to be honest, I associate Datsuns, this is going to sound funny, but I associate Datsuns more with the 70s even than with the 80s. And again, like I said, I don't actually know for sure what years they were made, but for some reason in my mind, when I think Datsun, I think it's a 70s car. I'd have to look up and see what years, but yeah, definitely check it out, man. A 1980s Firebird. Yeah. I remember those, man. I remember those. In fact, you can go into the 70s and see those too, when they had the big Firebird on the hood. There was a movie that made those very popular called Smokey and the Bandit. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but it's hysterical. Basically, Burt Reynolds driving this car to run some illegal beer across state lines down in the South, and there's this crazy sheriff chasing him, but he's driving a Firebird. Firebird is kind of like very similar to a Trans Am, I want to say. It's practically the same car, but the Firebirds had like the big decal on the hood with the picture of the Firebird on it. And I want to say there was an even rarer version of it called a Firehawk, where they didn't make a lot of those, but that was another one that you could get that was more of a collector's thing. I think it was called a Firehawk. Oh yeah, well I've got my safe. I've got the 201 security missions done, so my safe generates like $20,000 every 48 minutes now. So part of my my AFK grind is for the safes to get filled up too. What do I got for ammo? Looks like I'm pretty well full on everything so far. Need my explosive. Needed some RPGs because I've been blowing myself up at the end of some of those missions to get away from cops. Sticky bombs, got it all. Need super heavy armor though. Halfway down on that. All right, we got everything. Yep, and my arcade safe should hopefully be also maxed out. Should have 100 grand in that, and I'm gonna guess there's gonna be 210,000 in my nightclub safe when I go to collect that as well. Don't like the newer cars. The older cars are better. Yes and no. I agree with you, and I would say there are things about the older cars that are better, and then there are things about the newer cars that are better. I want to say they've come a long way in safety engineering in the last couple decades. So, like, you could look at a smaller car, like a Honda Civic, and you could think of it as being not a very safe car because look at how little it is, and you know, if it gets into a wreck with a bigger car. But the crazy thing is in a car like that, when you get in a collision, it's been designed to like transfer the energy away from the drivers so that the thing will look horrible afterwards. It'll be a twisted heap, you know, twisted metal heap mess, but it will all go away from the driver when the crash happens. So it's like there's a lot of interesting technology in today's cars that just didn't exist 30 years ago. On the other hand, you can't just work on a car from today the way you could work on a car from 30 years ago, 40 years ago. They've made them so complicated, and they're so computer controlled, and there's so many things that it just, you basically have to take it into a mechanic in order to get anything done on it. So, you know, there's that too. So I don't know, there's trade-offs. There's trade-offs both ways. But I know what you mean. I also think some of the older cars are a lot cooler than the newer cars too. How much money do you make a week on GTA? Honestly, I'm shooting for about 50 million a week is what I would like to make. I have not been hitting that the last couple weeks because I've had a lot of personal life things interfering with my daily grind. But my goal is to usually make about 50 million per week. And in order to do that, I just need to make $7 million a day. And, you know, that's basically 4 Cayos and a nightclub sale in the safes. We'll cover that. Let's see, I should have 210,000. I do. Nice. But my popularity is all the way back down, so if I want that to get back up, I'll have to do some nightclub popularity missions, which I usually just do like later. Kind of a casual thing. So yeah, we're looking at what's the cash we have from these. Maze Bank. So we've got like almost 600,000 to deposit here. Hey, we're up over 280 million now. So we'll deposit this and let's see what the nightclub's at. Sam only made 3 million last week. Well, I made more than 3 million, but I did not make 50 million in this past week. And that's on me. Like I said, I was distracted by a number of things. But we got $1 million here to sell out of the nightclub, so that's good. Actually, it'll be like 988,000 because what's his name will take $100,000 commission. Tony, the nightclub guy.
Okay, so we're selling some of the stuff that's been piling up downstairs and giving me a heart attack. Great.
All right, let's see which one we got here. Which sell mission? Okay, it's a single drop off, and actually I'm going to change my radar up. I'll have to change it back when I scope out the next Cayo, but oh well. So this is going to be a trap. It's going to be the single drop off point, and there's going to be cops waiting for me. And so I'm not even going to waste time. I'm going to trip them, and then I'm going to kill them, and then I'm going to call Lester and get rid of my wanted level and then take it to the alternate drop-off point. Best way to do this mission, in my opinion. were Ford Pintos around when you were a kid? Yes, they were. And I have a funny story about that, as a matter of fact. When I was getting ready to get my license, I had saved up quite a bit of money from working. And there was a guy about an hour north of where I lived with my parents who had a Ford Pinto for sale. And it was in my price range. And the cool thing about it was he had painted it kind of a really hot yellow, and he had put in a really awesome stereo system also, which it was ticking all my boxes, basically checking off all my boxes as a stupid 15-year-old kid. I wanted this thing like you wouldn't believe. And I had the money for it. And my dad stepped up and refused to allow me to buy it. Wait, I gotta take care of these cops here. Oh, man, this guy, really? There, that's for you. Did I get them both? What, this guy is right behind me. There he goes. Got him. Okay, now I can call Lester. And I know the other drop-off point is this way.
What service are you looking for?
There we go.
I take it this isn't purely a social call.
All right.
You're in trouble.
So
No problem.
I was absolutely ready to buy this Pinto, and I had the money ready, and the guy was ready to sell it to me. And my dad stepped up and said, "You are absolutely not buying that car. Those cars are dangerous." And he told me there was some kind of a problem in the 70s. One of the models where if the car got rear-ended because of the way the gas tank was, it could blow up. And apparently I don't know if a couple Pintos actually did blow up in some collisions on the road or something, but they became known for that. That became like the Pinto thing was, if they get rear-ended, they'll blow up. That really ruined their reputation. And so when I was ready to buy a Pinto, my dad absolutely flat out refused to allow me to buy it. And he told me, no, we've got the Cordoba here. When you get your driver's license, just keep your money. And when you get your driver's license, you can drive the Cordoba. And that was how I ended up not buying a Ford Pinto. But it's funny that you mentioned that particular car, because if I hadn't driven that Cordoba, the Pinto would have been what I would have driven first as a kid. It would have been my first car. So funny that you bring that up. I only know what they are because my mom had one as a teen. Look up Ford Pintos blowing up. It's like it's almost a meme for that. I mean, there were no memes 40 years ago, but it was a proto meme. Ford Pintos blowing up when they get rear-ended. That's funny that you bring that up. Ford Pintos. I haven't seen one forever. Yeah, I want to say Pavel texted and said that the Cayo cooldown was done. All right. Thank you, Tony. I hate this docks because you can't call for your car here. I'm actually going to steal a car and just drive away from this area. Because actually, you know what? I don't even need to do that, because if I'm going to do... Okay, yeah, if I'm going to start another Cayo, then I'm just going to jump to my Kasaka. I may as well turn radar back off, because I'm going to need it for the scout out mission. Oh, you're cracking me up with that, though. Ford Pintos. There was a movie, you're not going to know this either, but there was a movie from the 80s starring Val Kilmer called Top Secret. And it was a comedy movie. And in that comedy movie, there's a scene where they're trying to stop this truck they're in, and they're just coming to a stop, and then they look in front of them, and there's a Ford Pinto. and they all go, and their eyes get wide and their mouths drop open in fear, and they come to they just fail to stop, and they just tap the back of the Pinto, and then the Pinto and their truck blows up and they all die in it. So anyway, it was even a meme back at that point, a proto meme. But was the car you were talking about a Plymouth? What, the Cordoba? No, the Cordoba was a Chrysler. If you're asking, when you say the car I was talking about, which one are you referring to? Like the one that I actually did drive, the one that I totaled? That was a Chrysler Cordoba with Corinthian leather. It's the other thing it was known for. Actually, that's not true. The first one I drove had cloth seats. It didn't have the Corinthian leather. But after I totaled that one, we got another Cordoba, and that one did have the leather. Oh, Barracuda. No, not the Barracuda. The Cordoba. It was not nearly as cool as a Barracuda. No. Another fun fact, my dad had a 1968 Corvette sitting in his driveway for over 10 years, which he sold 2 months before I got my driver's license. Because he knew whether he said I could or not that I would end up taking it out, and he wasn't about to. Whoops, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that either. Exit. How do I get out of, I guess, why? There we go. Where am I going? Polito Cove? Is that where it is? Barracuda. Next door neighbors had a Barracuda, though. Real nice one. In fact, it was a convertible. He restored it and made it. It was like it's like a dark blue. I want to say the interior was leather too. That Barracuda was awesome. I want to say it was dark blue with like white pinstriping or something like that, or effects or whatever you call them, like the stripes and stuff. Nice car, the Barracuda. Two-door car? The Cordoba was a four-door, but his Barracuda, my next-door neighbor's Barracuda, was a two-door car, yes. I'm pretty sure that. The convertible one. But my Chrysler Cordoba was four-door. I will say this, the first one that I had, the one that I totaled, the 1980 Cordoba, that had a V8 in it, and that thing was pretty quick to take off for being a big boxy car. It was not slow, I'll say that. It had a lot of power. You could leave a strip of rubber on the ground from it. Just what a 16-year-old boy just what a 16-year-old boy needs. I tease my dad about that sometimes. I say, yeah, you kept me from buying that Pinto, but really that Pinto was nowhere near as powerful or fast as that Cordoba was. To which he says, yeah, and if you'd gotten in that crash with the Pinto like you did with the Cordoba, the Pinto probably would have blown up and killed you. So. All right, so do you have a dream car? Yeah, I do. I've got two dream cars, and remember, I'm a 50-year-old guy, so I don't have quite the style or flair of you younger guys anymore. The same things just don't interest me. I'm real fond of the Hyundai Genesis, which I guess has broken off into its own brand now. It's just Genesis now. I think those are really nice cars, and I wouldn't mind having one. But they're kind of expensive, and I kind of feel like they're expensive for what they are also. Like, I recognize them as being a luxury car, but I don't see them as being that high-end to command the kind of prices they are. Of course, all cars are too expensive right now. Chevrolet Chevelle, nice. And then if you want to talk sporty, I guess my dream would be to have a like a early 2000s SLR McLaren. The one where I think they teamed up with Mercedes. Like it was Mercedes and McLaren made a car together. It's called the SLR McLaren, I think. It had the gull wing doors and stuff like that. It was the fastest, because I'm not a stick shift fan. I've driven stick shift, but I'm not a fan of it. I prefer automatic. And the SLR McLaren was the fastest automatic transmission car in existence when it was out back in the early 2000s, and I thought it was just awesome looking. So again, though, $600,000 car, so so not exactly in my price range, and not likely unless you guys want to help me get like SS Sniper Wolf level views here on YouTube. I'm not going to be buying any SLR McLarens anytime soon. Heck, even typical gamer level views would be great. But the gas prices. Yeah, the gas prices suck. They broke $5 a gallon. I want to say in some places they're even higher. They're probably over in California, maybe on the West Coast. I want to say maybe they're even $6 a gallon already, $7. But yeah, gasoline prices are unbelievable, just unbelievable right now. And let me tell you, as head of a household, that affects a lot of things. Groceries are more expensive now. Our grocery bill is going up steadily because how do the groceries get to the store? Well, they get driven there, and the people driving have to buy gas, and when their gas is more, their delivery fees are more. When the delivery fees are more, the groceries are more. So it's all intertwined, and fuel is kind of the lifeblood of everything in our economy. So with the gas prices going this high, it's making everything is going to be more expensive now. Gas around $6 here. Oh, yes. It just broke $5 here in the Midwest. So we're at I want to say we're around $5.20, $5.25 or something. Highest I've ever seen it. I'm glad I work from home. I'll tell you that, man. Once upon a time, I drove a huge Dodge Ram quad cab with Hemi, V8 Hemi engine in it, and I can't even imagine what it would cost to fill that thing up now, drive that thing around. Probably be like $100 every few days. If I were commuting to work in it every day, that would be absolutely awful. I'm glad I work from home is all I'm going to say. From Indiana. Gotcha. Uh-oh. I think we've got the glitch. The endless loading screen glitch. Thank you, Rockstar. Oh, okay, so this is another thing I've been running into. When you go to Cayo and you fly the plane into the trigger point to go to Cayo, you get stuck on this screen permanently. And this has been happening ever since Expanded and Enhanced came out. It's happened to me several times. I think it has to do with the fact that I spawned in my Kasaka. Kind of like a similar bug to when the Kasaka was charging me $10,000 to move it. But, yeah, not good. So I have no choice at this point but to quit the game and then relaunch it. Were you in the military? Nope, I was not. I did talk to the Army. I took my ASVAB test and stuff like that, but I ended up going to college instead. My dad shaped a lot of things in my life at that point, as is proper since I was a teenager. And he told me he really did not want me to enlist, even though he had enlisted. Well, he had to, because when he was growing up, they had the draft where you basically had to do some kind of military service growing up. He was in the National Guard, I think, is what he ended up doing. But when I was 18, I talked to some of those services about it, and I considered it. But at the end of the day, he told me no, he would pay for my college. He encouraged me to go to college, so that is what I ended up doing, and I did not go into the military ever. Like I said, though, if you end up going into the Coast Guard or something like that, man, much respect, and thank you for the service if you do that. That's awesome. But no, I never did. One of my best friends went into the Army Rangers program, though. And he's told me some horrible stories. He was involved in the whole first Iraq war when Kuwait invaded. He was part of Desert Storm that went in there. I got to register again for CEO. It's going to be a grape seed this time. I kind of feel forced to go into the military because most of my family did. Well, it all comes down to whether or not you want to, I guess. I never felt any kind of pressure like that. So, and like I said, my dad was in the National Guard, but he actually told me flat out not to enlist. Told me he would rather see me go to college and told me he would pay for it, which he did. So yeah, I don't know. I can't comment on that. I don't know what that feels like, but I can understand what you're saying if the expectations around everyone are, but I guess I would just say that at the end of the day, you have to live your own life though. And choose what you're going to choose and understand that making those choices comes with consequences too. So, but yeah, that's a hard that's a hard thing to comment on. My grandfather told me not to enlist. He's the only supportive one about me not going in. Okay. But I take it everyone else is basically expecting you to, from what you're saying. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, you got to remember that it's your life, and you got to follow what you want to do with your life, obviously as intelligently as you can, of course. But I've never felt that that kind of pressure before. No one in my family has ever really pressured me to do much of anything. I didn't see my dad as pressuring me to go to college, just more like encouraging me, you know what I mean? And it made a lot of sense when he explained it to me. Can't remember everything he said, but it wasn't like pressure. It was just, look, man, I really think you should do this way, and this is why, and he had very good reasons. These guys, man. These guys are way too accurate for what they are. Are they all down? That guy is now. Okay. Oh, wait, there's another one, isn't there? I see it. Oh, I saw it. Okay, he's done now. Ooh, they almost got me. I went right to the edge of my health there. Yeah, at the end, you got to follow. You got to remember that it's your life, and every choice you make, the consequences of it, you will have to deal with. So, yeah, that's something you're going to have to think about, man. That doesn't sound like an easy choice. I don't envy you having to deal with that kind of pressure. My father around during the Vietnam War. Oh yeah, my dad was a little kid during World War II. My dad was born in like 1938, so he's like 84 years old now. But so yeah, he was definitely around for it. But I want to say he was too old at that point to really go into there, because he was already in his mid-20s and in his career. So he didn't get called to the Vietnam War or anything like that. I want to say maybe the Korean War might have been the war he had the highest chance of going to, but he didn't end up going to that either, for whatever reason. He just didn't get called. He registered for the draft, and he went into the National Guard, but he did not have to serve in any active military, in any conflict or anything like that. But you know, he was definitely around during Vietnam War. He was alive at that point, absolutely. When did the Vietnam War end? Like did we pull out like in the mid 70s? So I mean, technically, even I was around during it because I was just a little boy, but I was probably around 3 or 4 when we left there. But he didn't serve in it. I think that's probably more the direction you were headed with that. Yeah, somehow, some way, nobody in my family has ever served in a war that I'm aware of, or at least not in any of the 1900s ones. Did you know back in the day you didn't have to wear seatbelts? Why, yes, I did. Yes, I do know that. When I got my driver's license, seatbelts were not a law yet. You didn't have to wear seatbelts. And in fact, I joke with my mom all the time. When I was a baby and they would take me somewhere, they didn't even have a car seat for me. They would just lay me down in the seat. And go drive. And not just them, not just me, like all parents with their babies back then. You pretty much just put them on the seat next to you and kind of keep your hand on them, make sure they didn't roll off. Or if you had someone with you, maybe they'd hold you. But yeah. And when I wasn't even a baby, we used to go on these long drives, like for vacation in the summertime. We would go on these like 8-10 hour drives to get to our destination. And, you know, between my mom, my dad, my 2 sisters, and me, there's 5 of us in the car. My dad would drive, my mom would sit next to him, and my sisters would sit in the seats in the back. And sometimes I would lay down across the seats, like with my head on my mom's lap, my feet on my dad's lap. And I was probably like 4 or 5 years old when we did that. And there were no seat belts or anything. Well, wasn't it dangerous? Well, yeah. Yeah, I suppose it was, but we just didn't think about stuff like that back then for whatever reason. We just drove. You know, it just and that's probably the reason why it's the law now, is because so many people died from not wearing them because crashes happened. Fortunately, no, we never got into a car crash. Fortunately, and we didn't have airbags or anything either. Seriously, if my mom had gotten into a huge crash with me when I was a baby, I probably wouldn't be here today, because I was just laying in the passenger seat across it and with no, you know, with nothing holding me in or anything, and there were no airbags, so I would have probably just been projectiled through the windshield if she'd gotten into a big collision or something. No, there was no law then. I remember when the seatbelt laws went into effect. I remember that, actually. And it didn't bother me because pretty much when I got older, I was just a seatbelt wearer, I want to say by common sense. So it didn't bother me when the seatbelt laws went into effect. But yes, I remember when they went into effect. And absolutely, there was no law about it when I was a kid. I want to say even when I got my driver's license, I don't think there was a law about it yet. Even then, it didn't come into effect till the 90s, I think, like early 90s. Yeah, when I was a little kid, it was in the 70s, yes, and there was absolutely no law at that point. So like when I'm telling you about like when I was laying across the seat, that would have been in the 1970s, correct? And there was no law then. It's amazing I survived. Lucky, I get lucky we never got into an accident. Of course, I would also point out that back then people didn't have cell phones either. So people weren't driving around with a phone in their hand or anything like that. There was nothing like that distracting them. There were certainly no TVs in the car, no cell phones, no smartphones, stuff like that. When you were driving, pretty much you were driving. There wasn't anything like that to distract you. So there were some other differences back then as well. But obviously people did get in accidents and people did get killed because they weren't wearing seatbelts. It absolutely happened. So what do we got here? Brownie mix. So we got 2 brownie mixes so far. I gotta wait for this guy to turn around before I can head out. 2 brownie mixes and cash. It's looking like another dud North Dock here. You think if they put seatbelts on motorcycles, it would help? How would that even work? I don't know. Well, the problem with the motorcycle is it's not much bigger than you are. So like it's flying just as much. Like with a car, it's the car is like more of a structure on wheels. You know what I mean? Like you can get thrown from the car, and that's very different than, you know, still being in your seat when the car crashes. But a motorcycle is not much bigger than you, so even if you were stuck to its seat, you'll still kind of like go flying with it. You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't think a seatbelt on a motorcycle would do anything. In fact, I think that might actually hurt you worse if you're stuck against a burning engine or something like that. No, I don't think so. I've never I've never heard that question before. I've never heard that even discussed, the idea of a seatbelt on a motorcycle. But when I think of it, when I picture it in my head, I picture all kinds of problems with it. You know what I mean? School buses should have seatbelts. Yeah, you're probably right about that. That's probably true. They probably should. I mean, school buses get in crashes too, and I guess I don't know the statistics though. Like, I would ask the question, how many children who were passengers on school buses have been killed in car accidents, you know, recently or over whatever time period you want to look at. And of those, how many would have likely been saved had there been a seatbelt? That would be the way I would approach that question. Because a bus, once again, a bus is not like a car. It's so much more massive, and there's so much more like force absorbed and not so much transferred to the passengers the way there are in a car. So it's not exactly the same thing. Not saying you can't get hurt, but I'd be curious to see what the statistics are on that. When I was a kid, there was a bus accident that took place in Kentucky. I want to say this is when I was in high school, maybe like in the 80s. And it was a horrible, horrible incident where all the children in that bus ended up burning to death, I want to say. I can't remember. I know it happened in Kentucky, and I know it was sometime in the 80s. Maybe that would be a Google search, like 1980s Kentucky school bus accident or something like that. It was absolutely terrible. All right, I had fun chatting. I go to sleep. All right, buddy. Hey, take it easy, man. Get some rest, and good luck on your decision there, man. That's what you said about feeling the pressure in the armed services and being the age that you are. That's tough decision time, man. So, you know, I hope you figure it out. You know what's best for you, and go for it. So, but yeah, good talking to you, buddy. Take it easy, and thanks for stopping by, man. I really appreciate it. Good times talking to you. All right, let's see what we got for our primary target. We got... Whoops, wrong button. Gotta go to the app here. Will you be streaming tomorrow? It's up in the air, actually. I'll probably be playing with the unprofessionals, but I don't know if we're going to stream it or not. Oh, hey, Pink Diamond, man. Sweet. At least this Cayo will have a better payout here. I guess the answer is maybe. If so, you know, you'll definitely see it online, though. And if you want to hang around, that would be awesome, buddy. So, but you'll see me online if I do. I'll definitely be playing. I'm just not sure if we're going to be streaming it or not. All right, so we got Pink Diamond Cayo now. Sit through the expanded and enhanced speedy load screens. I'll be out most of the day, so hopefully I'll see you live if you do stream. All right, buddy. Awesome. Well, I will definitely look for you, sir. If we end up going live, I will help your mom get her weeding ready. Weeding or wedding? That's weeding. Maybe you're talking about gardening, maybe. But anyways, yeah, no. Definitely check in tomorrow night if you're up for it, man. If you're up for hanging out and wedding. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were talking about gardening or like an actual wedding. So, anyways, well, nice then. But yeah, we're gonna be playing most likely. It's all kind of up in the air is the thing. That's why I don't mean to be dodgy about it. It's just it's kind of up in the air, and we're not sure what we're gonna be doing. So, we might play, and then if we play, we might stream. That's kind of where we're at for tomorrow night. So, it'll be with the unprofessionals if we do though. But anyways, so yeah, definitely check in tomorrow, sir. Definitely check in. Love to have you. Stay safe and have a good rest of your night. Thanks, buddy. You too, man. Get some sleep, get some rest, and I will see you later, sir. Once again, we're going to buy our suppressors and crack shot. Please no Merryweather. Oh yeah, of course Merryweather. Well, y'all know what that means. It's time to blow it up. Because we don't do the Merryweather heist prep. Waste of time. Their helicopter is too slow. Ooh, rainy day in Los Santos. I really wish Rockstar would just take this mission out. I don't think anybody likes to do it. I mean, if you've ever seen it, basically, you follow that helicopter. You have to go out of your Kasaka in your own helicopter, like your Sparrow or whatever, and then you have to follow that Merryweather helicopter. And the Merryweather helicopter flies really, really slow, and then it flies across most of the map. Like most of the way across the map. So you're basically stuck following the thing in slow motion all the way across. And then when you finally get to your destination, you have to kill a whole bunch of Merryweather guys. And then you have to go into this Avenger that's sitting on the ground. You have to kill some guys in there and steal the weapon loadout. And while you're in the Avenger, it launches into the air. So then you have to skydive out of the Avenger with a parachute. And as you're coming down, what do you know? More Merryweather guys. And so you get to the ground, and then you need to like get in your vehicle, probably like an oppressor or something at that point. And then you have to go all the way back to the Kasaka, all the way back across the map again, and deliver the weapons. And it's just like, mission takes like 15 minutes or something. It's ridiculous how long it takes. So you're better off just blowing it up, until you get an office job like this one. Now, Schlongberg Sachs, which is the office job that I got, I don't really care for that. Because I can't use my, whoops, I want to go to Vespucci Beach. I'm not able to use my Sparrow for the Schlongberg Sachs one because you can't really easily land a helicopter up there. It's not impossible. I'll say that. It's not impossible to land the helicopter on top of Schlongberg Sachs, but it's more trouble than it's worth. And so your best bet when you have this mission is to take off from your Kasaka and your Sparrow, and as soon as you get to land, just land on the ground and change over to your oppressor, and then that's really easy to use on the roof of Schlongberg Sachs. So that's what we will do. And actually, I'm going to adjust my radar back because I'm not going to need small radar until I go back to Cayo again. There we go. Usually I prefer the expanded radar view just because I like to see like a wider radius around me, what's going on, what's coming my way, where things are, that sort of thing. But there are certain circumstances where it doesn't work well. Like when I'm trying to see like vision cones on guards that are nearby and stuff like that, it's too much of an eagle eye view for that kind of stuff. But for stuff like what I'm doing right now, this is fine. The expanded radar view. So what I'm going to do, because I need to get to the roof of Schlongberg Sachs, is I'm going to land here and I'm going to trade out to my oppressor. So just land. I'll just go to vehicles, call for it, and since I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and return my Sparrow. And you can actually do that while you're sitting in it. And then I like the wider view, so I'll pull the camera back a little bit. All right, so where is my oppressor? Here he is. And you'll see what I mean when I get to the roof of the Schlongberg Sachs building. The way it's laid out up there, it's just, again, it's not impossible, but it's just not easy to land a helicopter up there. There's like this, the only real good place to land it is, if you have a helicopter, is this like little catwalk that's up there. And then the problem with that is, well, A, it's a tricky landing, but B, once you come back out of the office to the roof with the weapons, you have to run up these stairs and over to that catwalk to get to your helicopter. Whereas with the oppressor down here, I can just run straight over, jump on it, and go. So for this particular roof, oppressor is definitely a better deal. So, all right, we've been successful once with the staying stealth on this. Let's hope we can do it again here. Like I said, that for some reason this past week, I don't know if I'm just getting clumsier with age or what, but I'm not running some of these things as smoothly as I was just even a couple months ago. Like that. Did I set off the alarm? No, I didn't. Amazing. Amazing. I missed that guy and shot the wall. Usually that is 100% sets off the alarm, but for some reason this time it didn't do it. I was sure. I was sure I'd messed up right there. I got lucky. I don't know why that didn't set the alarm off, actually. Normally, every other time I've ever done that, it has set off the alarm. So I got lucky there. So 93, 75, 54. Where is it? I see it. There we go. Let's get the weapons. Oh. So I hope everyone's enjoying their Friday night. I know I am. I needed this so badly. I just needed a nice, chill gaming session, man, to chill out, relax, recharge, de-stress, decompress, whatever you want to call it. This is like so relaxing to me. There we go. Also, the oppressor is good for getting away from those buzzards that come after you up there, because they can't keep up with you. You can take off so fast. And whereas if I had been running up those stairs and over to that catwalk to get into the Sparrow, those guys would have been unloading on me while I was doing it. So, yeah. That is the reason why I typically use the oppressor for that. In fact, not typically, always. I don't ever do that mission any other way than the way I've just done it. Okay. Park it, make sure he's on good. Although in the rainstorm, I don't know, man, that might be risky. I might come out and find that thing falling into the sea. All right, so what do we got next? Just the approach vehicle, I guess. Pink diamond, man. Thank goodness. Much better payout than that tequila. I can't complain too much, though, because like I said, I had several pink diamonds in a row, actually, like the last couple days. So I was absolutely due for that tequila. I was overdue, as a matter of fact, you might even say. So where are we at, by the way? We're at 281.8. We're almost at 282 million. So 283. This will put us up into 283 million. Maybe I'll just grind up to like 285 tonight. I guess that would be a third Cayo. 3 Cayos is doable though. It's when we get up to like 5 that it's kind of hard because the stream gets really long at that point. It's tough for me to keep talking. My voice gets all hoarse and raspy. So, all right. So, for this one, I do have to get off the thing before I can return it. Call for my Phantom Wedge and put on some armor because these guys are going to shoot the heck out of me when I get in there. Whoa, punch. My guy thinks he's tough. All right. Try not to get run over by a car. I used to think that this one was the hardest one because the longfin is like so far back in the yard and stuff. But actually, this one is not that hard because there's no gate that you have to deal with. I mean, it's like it's a little narrow. That like the way in, you have to kind of fit between these things, and so a little bit of steering involved there. But it's not like the Vespucci police place where that gate is, and that gate is at such a weird angle. So, yeah, I now think that this one is actually one of the easier locations, even though it's so far back. Okay, this dude is, like, on my... What is... Okay, well, that was weird. Yeah, I'm gonna need to move quickly, and I can't. Move? I'm... Well, all right. I'm glad that happened right as I explained to you guys how easy this mission is as I proceed to die in it. Yeah, that was something. That does not happen very often. All right, I need to well, I wasn't lying when I said they were going to shoot the crap out of me, was I though? All right. So I need to somehow get this thing unstuck because yeah, I like can't get out right now. All right. I guess what? All right, this is not good. This is like a mess in here now. All right, I guess what I'm going to do... Oh, and I got 3 stars again, which is just what I need while trying to sort this out. Okay, so I'm going to try to back in. Because that thing is, like, sitting... Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Oh, and here they are. All right. Gonna try to get in here. It's really hard to back in here because these cement posts are like in your way, like big time. All right, I guess come this way. And do we have it? No, not yet. Wow. It's a tough angle. Let's go like this. We got it. Okay. Now, we'll try to pull out of here. And all the cars are going to pile in. Amazingly, if you look at my health, like, they barely shot me at all. For them all being there for all that time while I was dinking around in there, I would have thought that, yeah, that went poorly. So as I was saying, that's one of the easier locations. Actually, maybe the easiest one. That almost never happens. You know what happened is that one guy climbed up on my truck and he stayed there, and that never happens. And he kind of distracted me, and so I got myself wedged into a weird spot there, and that SWAT guy was like right on me because of it. So anyway, but normally. That location is very easy, much easier to do. That was just a funny fluke that happened because I dared to tell you all how easy it is. Normally, though, it is quite easy. That was just weird. So, all right. Cops are right on me. I'm not going to be able to hide, so I'm going to just blow myself up to get rid of them. Boom. And now we'll, all right. Well, I can't tell you guys how happy I am to be done with this mission. This went very poorly. At the Del Perro location, or what? I guess not Del Perro, is it? It's I forget what it's called. Who cares? Let's jump in the truck and let's move on to the plasma cutter. Too funny. I gotta say it though, failing is usually funnier than succeeding in this game, just because like the circumstances surrounding the fail are usually just so ridiculous. Like that SWAT guy standing on the roof of my truck, you know, come on. Turn that, call for my oppressor, and make sure I got the view that I want. Okay, Lester, quit calling me. Lester and Agatha from the casino. They keep spam calling me. Agatha wants me to do the Dugan mission arc, which I probably should. Just to get it done with and get her to stop calling me. To be honest with you, that I feel like that whole Dugan storyline with the casino is not really worth the time. Playing with the unprofessionals a couple weeks ago, we went ahead and did that. Actually, we did the story mode casino stuff with the Dugans and with Agatha and stuff. In fact, she just called me right now. And now, mind you, that's not on expanded and enhanced. Whenever I play with the unprofessionals, I'm not playing on this version of the game. I'm playing on the Xbox One version of the game, so it's a completely different character that I'm playing with. Actually, at that point, and that character is not part of the $1 billion grind either, by the way. Although he does have like $130 million or something like that, so it's not like he's hurting for money. But we went ahead and did those missions, and honestly, the only reason we did them is because I had never seen them before. But to be honest with you, I feel like the payout on those is really low. Like for the amount of time and ammo and everything that it took to get through those, the payout was terrible. So I don't think I'll ever do those again. The only reason I might do it on this account with this character is just because I want to stop I want to stop the spam calls from Agatha. Otherwise, I have no reason to do it whatsoever, honestly. So, what are we doing? The plasma cutter? Yep. Okay. So we'll see what we get here. We also have a bunker sale to do, and also want to probably do a payphone hit too. Just kind of like my regular grind. I like to do a couple Cayos, the nightclub sale, a bunker sale, and then payphone hits. And I'm really looking forward to getting up around that 300 million mark. Oh, here it is. Some of these locations are kind of well hidden. Whoops, missed the door. More part of that GTA wonky movement thing. You can't just run in a straight line. Nope. All right. Send to Pavel. Watch it be Del Perro. It's my least favorite location. I prefer Rockford Hills, either one. There's two Rockford Hills locations. But I get Del Perro more than anything because that's like the most annoying location. Let's see. Here we go. Go to Del Perro. I knew it. It usually is. Actually, I've done it so much, it should be the easiest one for me now, but it's a little more tedious because unlike the Rockford Hills location, which is basically in like a little alleyway that you can go through, this one is like in this little dead end that there's only one way out of. So what I'll usually do is I'll park my oppressor up here and I'll grab my explosive shotgun and I'll take these guys out like that. Jeez, you moved a little too fast for me. I think I got him now. Got him. Anyone left? Oh! Peeked over the top, and there you go. So what I will do is get back up to the roof because I don't want to deal with these guys on the ground, to be honest. And they're going to keep coming in their... Wow. Where am I going from here? I'm like kind of lost. Like, you know what it is? I'm like a block over. I spawned really far there. It spawned me like 2 blocks away from that thing. That's why I'm like looking at this like, where am I now? I will head back up to the roof again and continue though, because trying to do it from the ground is just annoying. I want to say there's a ladder over here I can use to get up there. And then I'll run across the roofs back to where I was when I got shot and resume. There they are. They're down there. There we go. I knew I could get up here. Oh, shut up, dude. You hear him yelling? I'm coming for you. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. So that's my oppressor down there. Wow, these guys. Wow, they're like not getting like rocked by the explosion like they normally do. Is there anyone else in there? No, just that dude hiding. Okay, so now they're mostly cleared out. That guy that shot me, I only had like one other guy after him to do, and then I could have done this. So then, boom, we're out of there. There we go. I know that looks easy, but that it's kind of tedious to do, and I don't normally get killed on that roof though. That's 2 missions in a row. The Longfin mission and now this one. I got popped in both of them. Normally I go through all these and never get popped. Oh well. Nobody's perfect, especially not me. Come on, go through the expanded and enhanced faster loading screens, courtesy of Rockstar Games. Thank you. And let's go get the fingerprint cloner. And then after that, all we have left is the cutting torch, and we can head back to Cayo again. We're making moves. We're going to be 300 million before we know it. This one will put us over, this Cayo will put us over 283 anyways. So we've been streaming about 2 hours now. And I want to say, after this Cayo... I don't know if I'll do a third one or not after this. I don't want to stream too long. Here we go. Oof. Right into the microwave tower, or whatever the heck that is. All right. So there'll be 4 guys in here. I'll usually use my assault shotgun because assault shotgun is perfect for dropping bodies at close quarters. And this little room is definitely close quarters. Got him. We got one left here. Got him. Wow, right on him too when I came around. Nice. When I came out of cover, my reticule was right on his head. Just perfect. Mind you, I don't know if people understand this or not sometimes, but mind you, I'm in free aim. I'm not in assisted aim. This lobby is free aim. So let's go grab. Looks like it's going to be back by the train tracks, which is fine. Better than under the bridge, because I don't have to bother with the cameras at least. I don't have to shoot these cameras out. Although this is the one, anyone who's been watching these streams, if you ever seen early on, I want to say back in March, one of the first few streams, my oppressor here got glitched out, and it ended up getting stuck in this corner over here at the bottom of the stairs, and I couldn't get on the thing. And the guys were driving up in their cars with their machine guns, and it just turned into a big debacle. I couldn't get out of there, and I ended up getting killed. And then I kept trying to come back down and get it again, and I couldn't get the oppressor out of there. So I ended up getting killed like a few times by those guys running down, until I finally realized the smarter thing to do would be to run down the road after I spawned and call for my oppressor and let it spawn by me, and then fly it over, grab the fingerprint cloner, which had dropped where I got killed, and then get out of there. So that's what I ended up doing, but not before I made a giant fool of myself trying to run back down there and get it. So all right, looks like we are not going to get popped on this one, which is nice. I guess the previous two, man. First the long fin, and then the plasma cutter. Those both went kind of south on me a little bit. Anyone who's grinding like a bunch of money in the game, you really should study like the way that I do the Cayo. It's not the fastest. It's not the absolute fastest, but it's based on the fastest method. It's basically based on Beatdown Gaming's speedrun version. Just, I tweaked it to make it more casual and more easy. I will say with confidence that the way that I do Cayo is the easiest way there is to do it for the money that you get, because I pretty much always guarantee elite challenge bonus, full loot bags, and always done in under an hour. So I want to say typical time to run a Cayo for me from start to finish, probably about 50 minutes, 50 to 55 minutes. So with the cooldown afterwards, I can run about 1 per hour and typically clear around 1.5 million. I know the last one was 1.4 million, but it was tequila and the secondary targets weren't that great. So we got to, my guy is kind of wonking all over there, not going where I want him to. And now we just need the cutting torch and we will go. But yeah, the way that I do Cayo, I think, is absolutely the easiest way there is to do it. And anyone who wants to like sustainably run it over and over again, if you got into the groove that I do with it, it would be so easy for you, I'm sure. You'll end up making more money than you ever made. I was kind of stunned that the unprofessionals like Reaper and those guys, when I first started playing with them a couple months ago, and they were running casino a lot. I was kind of surprised that they didn't do Cayo, and they said to me, "Oh, we tried it, like when it first came out, and we had a real hard time with it. We didn't like it." I'm like, well, I mean, everyone had a real hard time with it right when it first came out, because you didn't realize how important staying stealth was. As soon as you trigger everyone on that island, forget about it. You're done. You have to restart, basically. Cayo can be hard if it goes wrong, for you. It can get very hard. But if you stay stealth and you do it the right way, why it is the quickest, easiest money in the game, no question about it. So anyway, I was kind of surprised that they weren't running it, and but I've got them on it now, and now I see them regularly streaming on Twitch with Cayo in the title, so they're definitely running Cayo a lot now. They still do their casino heists though too. They like it. They do like a variety of things. They don't always want to do the exact same thing either, but they've definitely picked up on the Cayo bug, and they all have more money than they've ever had before. Especially Carolina. I want to say she's rolling in it now, money wise. And Grieper too. Grieper I think was getting up near 100 million or something like that. So, this is the cutting torch, right? So yeah, so I can return my vehicle now. I don't have any more setups to do. Oh, and I want to turn my radar down as well. I forget exactly where everything was at the North Dock. I was talking to Pecans when I was doing the scope out, so I kind of forget. I think it had brownie mix and cash. Whoops. Let's do this. I'll look at it. Expanded radar off. So, okay, we're ready for Cayo proper. Finale, start. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so there's 2 brownie mixes, but like before, they're on both sides of North Dock. They're not on the same side. So I'll have to go up on the boot on the right side and get that brownie mix, and then cross the water over to the other side and get the other brownie mix and cash to finish off my bag on that side. So no problem. Start it. Let's go, Rockstar. Come on, game, load. All right. Confirm, play. Yes. Go with the long fin. North Dock is always drainage tunnel, like always. Also only choice. Don't care about my escape point, and I like daylight. I do not like nighttime on Cayo because I can't see anything, and I always wreck my motorcycle. Not that I'll be riding a motorcycle on the heist, but you know what I mean. All right, here we go. And I'll try to remember when I sniped the first guy to wait for the Jeep to go by first, too. That was too funny last time. I sniped that first guy, and I did it right as the Jeep was going by, and basically immediately, you know, like revealed myself. Set off all the alarms. So here we go. I run aground right up here. And hop out. There's the guy I'm going to snipe, and there's the Jeep. Gotta wait for the Jeep to go by. Don't shoot like right now, which is what I did last time. Wait for that Jeep to go by, and then you can pop them, and it won't set anything off. Yeah, that was a big mistake on my part. Gonna wait for the other Jeep. There he goes. All right, now I should be able to get over here in time. The guy on the far end of this building on my left, he's going to turn around and he's going to walk in. Thankfully, there's no camera on the building, so I don't have to worry about that. Sometimes that trips me up a little bit. But this guy will turn in a second. There he goes, watching his vision cone on the radar. And he walks in here, and then I can come up behind him and pop him. There we go. It's kind of funny. There's like there's non-security people around, and they freak out when you do that and start yelling. But all the actual security people just stand there and don't even notice. So I don't know. Rockstar logic. There's no explaining it. So okay, we got this brownie mix. There's another brownie mix and cash on the other side of the water. So we're gonna go over there. Thankfully, this road, there's literally nothing I have to worry about. I can just run right down the road. Nobody is a danger to me here. So I will go across. Oof, did not mean to dive because that makes kind of a lot of noise. I never know if I'm going to set off alarms that way. And there's a guy who hopefully is here. He's not here, and I don't know where he is. Well, I mean, I know he's around the corner on the far side of the building, but I don't know how long. Here he is. I was going to say, I don't know how long until he comes back. So, get my gun out. Wait for him to turn. There he goes. This depth of field thing drive me nuts. Boom. Camera apparently doesn't see that and never does. I think the camera might be like looking too far out, so it was like under the camera view where that guy was. And we'll grab the brownie mix here. And then the cash will fill up. This will take us to like 75%. And then one of those cash piles will be the last 25% for the bag being full. No cocoa lately. Just been brownie mix and cash. But at least this time we have a pink diamond and not tequila, so we'll definitely have a better bottom line at the end. I want to say maybe like a good 300,000. I want to say this will probably put us at like 1.7 some million for this, for the take on this one. Should be something like that. I'm just going to cross over here and jump up. And there's my boat over there still. All right. All right. Now, gotta stay focused. Get my timing right when I'm in the compound here. Don't have anything to worry about with these boats. They completely ignore you. In fact, if you want to, you can jump them. I don't want to because I don't want to risk wrecking my boat. That's actually the bigger concern. But yeah, even if you run right into them, they basically act like NPCs. Like they basically act the same way an NPC in their car would if you were to run into their car with your car. That's that kind of thing. They're not proper guards. Although once the alarm goes off, they become proper guards, and now you do have to worry about them. But right now, without the alarm being off, there's no concern. Okay, gotta get myself turned around here. There we go. Okay, my guy's turning too far to the right. Okay. Having trouble like steering my guy through the water there. Typical rock star like control wonkery. Wonk, wonk, wonk. The controls are so wonky in this game. If you play it enough, you know what I mean. Like, try to run your guy in a straight line or like walk along like a beam, like on one of the construction sites or something. You can't do it. Your guy, like, he has this weird like stumble from right to left, like when you're trying to move, and he always does it. You can't just walk in a straight line. It's crazy, and it's always been that way. Like even back on PS3, I experienced that, and I used to complain about it back then. Like, what the heck? Why can't this guy just walk straight? Keeps stumbling all over, getting caught on the walls and stuff like that. I'm really stunned that this game, like, they put in so much effort. They included so much detail in the world and stuff, but yet they let the character movement be like so wonky and so like messed up. I don't know. Apparently nobody cares though, because it is the most popular game of all time, but still annoying. Still annoying. All right, here we go. Compound time. Get my AP pistol, pull my view back. And let's go. I head up the stairs, and I'm watching the radar. I'm watching that juggernaut. I want him to turn to his left, which he just did. Now I'm safe to come around the corner and pop this guy. Wait for this guy to turn. Jump down here. Oof. Pop him. Hopefully he has gate keys. He does not. Take out the camera so it doesn't see the body. Not sure if it would see the body that far over, but I'm just used to it. Pop that guy. He has the gate key. I'm ignoring the guy through the gate because every time I try to kill him, I end up missing and setting off the alarm. Pop this guy. And one of my favorite songs by Stream Beats is coming on called San Andreas. Definitely meant to be like a Grand Theft Auto type theme. Nice. Nice. Appropriate. This guy down up here. Wait for him. And pop him. There we go. Until I get out of the compound, that should be the last guy I need to worry about. Or last guy I need to take down anyway. Come on, give me big safe. Give me big safe. We're at 385, 470, almost 90 grand. All right. All right. $90,000 safe. That was a good take. I got to jump down and I got to get down to the gate before the Juggernaut comes around. You can see him on the radar over on the right. We got plenty of time. He's just coming around the corner now. I got the gate key from that one guy. That's why I'm able to open this. Otherwise, I'd have to do the fingerprints up in the elevator in the office. Instead, I could do them here, and there's only 2 prints instead of 4. That's why it's worth it to get the gate key. So 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. One more print. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Oh yeah, streaming almost 2.5 hours now. I'm starting to feel my throat get scratchy from talking endlessly. Don't get me wrong, I'm the kind of guy who likes to hear myself talk, but but after 2.5 hours, even my voice starts to get sore and scratchy. I haven't had anything to drink either the whole time. That's kind of crazy. Normally I at least have a bottle of water here or a cup of coffee. Thing is, the wife and I went to dinner right before I started streaming, so I wasn't like, you know, when you're full, you don't want to drink anything. So, all right. So, wait for the Juggernaut to turn. He has. Now I can pop up here and wait for this other guy to go. There he goes. Now I can just step in behind him. There we go. We are done with the compound. And look at the take. We're at 1.9 million. This is going to be a 1.7 some million take, I think. Good deal. Good deal. I've got one guy I got to pop outside and steal his motorcycle, and then I will jump into the sea and swim away like a man. Boom. Give me this. It's mine. Thank you, sir. Take 2 aspirin for that. Call me in the morning. All right, so let's see if I can make this jump without hitting a tree. Woohoo! Boom! Put on my air mask. Get my bearings. And we are done. Once I swim out to the, there's like a whale skeleton on the seabed floor up here. And once I get there, the heist will be over. Here we are. We are reaching it now. Look at that. All right. Now there will be fees, so we're not going to walk away with 1.9 million, but it might be like it should be like 1.7 some million, I would think. The secondary targets weren't that great, but the office safe was huge at 90 grand, and we had the pink diamond as the primary, and we were on hard mode, and we're going to get the $100,000 bonus for elite challenge. So let's see what we got here. 1.67. So after the bonus, it will be a 1.77. Almost 1.8 million. That's awesome. Best money in the game, bar none. And once I get back out into FreeRoam, depending on what time it is, I'll either go do a modded Sentinel car if it's between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m., or I'll go up to my bunker and we'll do a bunker sale. I'll have a better idea once I see this next scene where I'm doing the shot, because it'll tell me what time of day it is by the sunlight. Come on, Rockstar. All right, still daylight, so I'm gonna head up to my bunker and get myself and $135,000, basically what you make for a bunker sale. All right, call for my oppressor. Look at us, 283 million. Ah, one more Cayo and we would be over 285. It's tempting. It's so tempting. Maybe what I'll do, I don't know. I'm mulling over my options here. Maybe I'll just grind up to like 290 some million and then stream again tomorrow night before I hook up with the unprofessionals and hit 300 million on stream. Or I could hit 300 million on Monday's stream, I guess. Well, maybe that's the way to do it. Because I'll definitely, by Monday, even if I don't like grind hard, even if I just do my regular daily grind that I do even when I'm not streaming, I'll definitely be able to hit 300 million on Monday when I'm streaming. So maybe that's what I'll do. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Not going to commit to anything either way. I think for tonight's stream, I'm just going to go ahead and do this bunker sale and then do a payphone hit. And then I'll probably sign off for streaming for tonight. I need to get to work on some of those edited videos anyways, too. I know I've been saying that for weeks. I'm going to post some edited video, guys. I know I keep saying that. I really am. I really am. I'm getting very good at DaVinci, actually. I'm using, what's it called? DaVinci Resolve for video editing. It's actually very powerful and free. Although I'm considering buying the commercial version of it just for the enhanced performance. I guess the real difference between the free version and the paid-for version of DaVinci Resolve isn't so much in the features. I mean, there are features that you get with the paid version that you don't with the free. Features that I probably don't need. But I guess oh, sweet, we got the Phantom Wedge mission, which I like. But I guess the bigger difference between the free and the paid-for versions of DaVinci is performance. Like, and I will tell you, that thing can be a little doggy sometimes. Like when I'm trying to edit stuff, it feels like the program is like laggy and stuff. And as I understand it, if you get the commercial version, a lot of that will go away because it's better optimized, like to use multi-thread and stuff like that, the CPU. So what you really get out of it is performance and some additional features, but those features are not features that I would use as a YouTube creator, probably. I don't know. It's not that expensive either. I want to say the paid-for version is only like $200, like one time $200. I mean, come on. I spent what, $500 on my Xbox? Surely I can pay $200, and I want to say you get updates to new versions basically for free forever, maybe. I don't know about that, actually. I should probably look into that and see. I don't know how long, like the version, like if they update to a new version, do I have to buy the new version again? I don't know. have to read about that and find out. Oh man, look at this. These cars, man. They're just trying to stop me. They got roadblocks in place, man. You ain't stopping this Phantom Wedge, man. Sorry. This thing is practically like a semi-truck version of the ramp car. Come on now. Boy, this one's far away. I bet you this one's at the oil fields. Which is fine, because I can take this highway all the way to the oil fields. And, bonus, that leaves me right by the docks where I like to launch my payphone hits from. So, actually, this is the perfect bunker sale. But the only thing better would be the one that actually does end in the docks. But I think this is probably going to end in the oil fields based on where it's taking me. Whoa. Oh, I was sure that car was going to blow. Oh, I need to watch where I'm going. I wanted to see if that car was going to blow up or not. I sent him so high in the air, man. It was awesome. All right, let's go up here. And we're done. And now we can fly right over to the docks. I'll just grab my oppressor after this cutscene is done. And once the payphone hit is done, it'll be time to buy the next Cayo, because the cooldown will be done. Not bad at all. This went very well, actually. I go back to my expanded radar view. Why does it spawn that oppressor so far away? Like, why? I don't know. That's one thing they could really afford to fix. I mean, especially I hate if I'm off-road somewhere and I call for the oppressor and it says, you're not at a suitable location where a vehicle could be delivered. I think to myself, not what a wonderful world, but but I think to myself, I can land this thing on a building roof. I can land this thing on top of one of these cranes. What do you mean it's not a suitable place to deliver? This thing can go anywhere. Anywhere, guys. Just have the guy fly it out to where I am and drop it off, man. Come on. Come on now. So, yeah, I feel like some of the mechanics in this game are sus. You know, very, like they didn't think it through very well. They treat this thing like it's a car. It's not a car. It's a flying motorcycle with a jet engine that can go anywhere, literally. So, anyways, call Franklin. Request payphone hit. And let's see which one. I'm not even going to listen to the message. I'll just... Okay, it's going to be the CEO one. Hopefully it's going to be the smoking one where you blow them up next to a propane tank. If it's the bulldozer one... It's funny. The bulldozer one I can do the fastest, but it's the one I mess up the most too. Because sometimes it's hard to see the bulldozer driver, especially in daylight. Oh, we'll see. It'll pop up any minute now. Looking for the message. The machinery. Yes. Accidents happen when there's heavy containers. Okay. So this is going to be the container one. Okay. Okay. No problem. No problem. So what we'll do... Oh, where do I like to go for the container one? I kind of forget, actually. Is it here? There's a certain spot I like to go for the container one. No, that's not it because the things are in the way. Maybe here? No, because I can't see him. Then it must be higher up. It must be more up the road. Maybe it is here. Let's take a look. I don't know. Can I shoot that through here? I don't know. We're going to try. He's right under it. I got it. Nice. Okay. Whew. I don't think that's where I was before. I'm going to have to have to try to remember that better next time. That was not the right place. Anyways, that's a quick 85 grand right there. And surprisingly easy. So let's wait for this screen to go away, if it ever would. And go ahead and deposit that money. Deposit. All right, so we did a bunker sale and a payphone hit. Did Pavel call us yet? No, not yet. So Cayo cooldown, it should be any second now. It doesn't really last that long. I don't know if I have Simeon available to me right now or not, like for a Simeon car. I'll just buzz around a little until I see that Cayo is... Actually, you know what? Oh, yeah, there it is. There it is. Cool, cool. Yeah, I knew it had to cool down soon, because the time I took to do the bunker sale and the payphone hit, that's usually plenty of time right there. So, all right. Let's go ahead and go jump sessions back to my Kasaka. Come on, and expanded and enhanced loading screens. Wow, this loading screen. Hello, Rockstar. All right. All right, so what we'll do is I'll just buy the next Cayo. Spend the 25,000, make sure I get hard mode, which I did, and I'm going to retire from my Securo serve. I'm no longer a CEO. Whoops. And I don't think we're going to do the FreeRoam tonight. I think we've been streaming for 2 hours and 40 minutes now. So I think that's going to be as long as I stream for tonight. 3 hours is, I know we've streamed 6 before. And I don't really want to do that anymore. That's, fun fact. So later on down the road, I like to add like the, screen cards to the end of the video, like links to some of my other videos, that sort of thing. Fun fact, if your stream is over 6 hours, you cannot edit it in any way, shape, or form. And so you like can't add stuff like that to it anymore. I don't know why that is, what the deal is, but you can't do anything like that in YouTube if your stream was over 6 hours in length. So you have to keep it under 6 if you want to do stuff like that. I don't mind streaming 5 hours, like especially if I'm doing something like with other people, like if I'm doing the unprofessional stuff, we're doing heisting or missions and stuff. I don't mind streaming 5 hours then. But when I'm doing a solo stream like this, and if we're not going to get into free roam and play with people who are watching and chat and stuff, why then I prefer to keep it actually like under 2 hours. Usually at that point, for sure under 3 hours, and we're around like 2 hour 40 now. So I'm thinking we're gonna end it here, and I'm not gonna do the free roam stuff tonight, but I will do some more grinding offline. And I believe that next Monday, or 3 days from now, Monday, I'll probably be hitting the 300 million, because I'm at 283 million right now, 283.8. So we're one Cayo away from being over 285. So that's only 15 million to go. You figure I got Saturday night and Sunday night to grind again. And then come Monday, I'll probably very likely be closing in on the 300 million. So I think Monday night stream this coming up is going to be the hitting $300 million stream, which I'm excited about, because that's 30% of the way to the billion, and we are knocking this out at a pretty good pace. Not quite as fast as I was right at first, but still at a respectable space. If I can learn to talk. Another reason to stop streaming. Gotta learn how to talk again here. Talk for too long, you start stumbling. Anyways, at a respectable pace still, even if it's not as quickly as I was originally doing it, is what I was going to say. So anyways, we're going to wrap it up there for tonight. I want to say, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for joining. And as always, have a great game.